Hey everybody, and welcome to my service learning project. I am Josh Robertson. I'm kind of partnered up with Samantha Torres here, and I wanted to talk about the movie Harriet, about that event. So I would like to read through what I have written in my service learning project. So part one, paragraph one, why and how. I chose to do my service learning project on the movie Harriet because it has to do with the most freedom fighters of American history. I highly believe that the director Cassie Lemons has a strong point of view in this movie. To begin her point of view, the American $20 bill is being reinvented in this famous movie. Abolitionism has evolved in this movie as there are peerless contributions to hundreds of lives saved. And I don't need to read all of that, but relating this to then correlation to ethics, which is of course philosophy 112. I think that this ethics course will help me engage in Harriet so that I can get a deeper meaning of it has to do with this voters' rights in this clip. Many people are seen in the election machines when they are voting. Relating to the movie Harriet, this is a movie that takes place to freedom fighters that save lives. Does not really relate to voting rights in one way because there are two of the four ethical theories that I expressed. I was partnered up with Samantha Torres writing about my final essay on voting rights, and the two ethical theories that I expressed are utilitarianism and the social contract theory. Paragraph 3, main points and ethical questions. The main points of this movie were you have a right to be born free to the idea of the state of nature. You have obligations for good and bad and right and wrong. Care for each other who are saving or are living as slaves through feminist ethics. And love and respect all the women through the idea of Kantian ethics. The main ethical issue of the movie Harriet is that Lemons confronts her slave owners about the freedom of their family and has been promised by their landowner's great-grandfather. Some ethical questions may include what made the idea of slavery illegal. We are born with natural rights. Is freedom not one of those rights? Or why should slaves be segregated from free people, etc.? There could be a wide variety of questions asked here at this point. Paragraph 4, the takeaway discussions and questions. From this event, I found out that Lemon's family was free and their landowners were slaves. When looking at an analysis of the movie, I found that their landowners were slave hunters. With those that can possibly look at the private Zoom meeting recording, which I'm doing right now, they will learn a lot of in-depth information on how the understandings of the ethical theories can be expressed in here. I think war and violence basically can also tie in with this movie as well, to where slave hunters are going to be on Lemon's family. A question comes to mind: how did they make slavery illegal through the idea of the U.S. Constitution? Ahead of time, I will attempt to ask, why is slavery such a bad thing? And how many people were saved and how many people were damned? These can be important discussion points. Paragraph 5, ethical theory understanding. This experience really helped me understand the key concepts of the ethical theories. I believe that the film Harriet had to do with all the pro-life and pro-choice theories, taking the ethical lenses to a whole different perspective. I am more of a pro-choice person, and I can relate to the movie Harriet, relying on facts about who is freed and who is damned. For example, say that I am freed as a whole and I can do whatever I want. However, people that are damned cannot do what they want. Damned people as slaves can only do what they are told. I relate to this in a way that the U.S. Constitution can teeter with the facts. The fact that the U.S. Constitution is one of their amendments and has banned the idea of slavery and is now illegal. This topic will be very slippery slope, and many people will not agree with my opinion in this famous film, which is okay, really. Excuse me. Dang. Sorry, I inhaled some spit there, but anywho, paragraph 6. I rate this film 5 stars, thumbs up. I would totally give this event 5 out of 5 stars, and I would recommend students to watch the private Zoom recording that I have. This event is very essential on the idea that slavery was once a thing and is now illegal. What slaves used to do back in the day was just simply do what they are expected of them and could never ever do what they are wanted to do. With people being born as a slave, back then they did not have freedom. And that's all I had to read for you guys, unless you guys want to hear some parts according to the link I have here. So reading through this movie and analysis, I should probably share my screen. Okay, so going through this movie and analysis, Harriet Tubman's incredible life story instantly screams cinematic, yet somehow the renewed icon among the most celebrated freedom fighters of American history has never been given a major movie to her name before, a fact that is all more frustrating considering Hollywood's blah, blah, blah. I don't have to read all of that, but it is one that involves peerless contributions to abolitionism with hundreds of lives saved after Tubman played a stirring Cynthia Erivo here, escaped from her hands of her slaveholders in the Maryland of 1849 at great risk and steady became a fearless, storied conductor on the Underground Railroad. And the story just goes on and on and on. I can for sure read you this part here. And Minty manages to escape fruit all through a series of acts that often feels like divine mysteries guided by faith and the bright light of the North Star. At first, she runs away on a whim after facing permanent separation from her loved ones and being told by the merciless goddesses that her children, should she have any, can't be born free regardless of the law. In other words, and a letter from the lawyer that states otherwise. But despite eventually making it to the Pennsylvania border with the prospect of the new life and fresh start, Harriet, her self-chosen free name, can't rest easy, knowing that her people continue to endure doomed lives as slaves. And it just continues on and on and on and on, as you see. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a, whoa, don't do that. I'm actually going to go ahead and show you guys a clip over the movie Harriet. I need to open YouTube. I'll show you guys the movie Harriet trailer. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay. So that was the movie trailer for the film Harriet. And to conclude on this, I can say that my reaction to the trailer of Harriet is very, very strict. When they say slavery is dead, I feel pretty happy about that. I feel pretty happy that I was born free as a whole, man. Slavery is dead, and I would definitely agree with that. 100% spot on. So, thank you guys for joining this private Zoom recording, and I will get going. Adios, muchachos.